Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to the studio. This is going to be my first sketchbook tour. This is going to be a Stillman and Burns sketchbook. I got this from Texas Art Supply. It's one of my favorite places to go to getting my supplies. I started this sketchbook. I wanted to get a little more serious with my artwork. I want to try to pursue the career. It's something I've thought about for a long time, but never really taken the steps to, really try it. So this is my first steps. This first page, I was starting with one of my favorite artists that I like to watch on YouTube, Sam Does Arts. I also follow his Instagram page, of course. I love all of his work. So you'll see that pretty frequently throughout the sketchbook. Here I was also studying Mark Brunette. He's another one of my favorite artists. So I was going through one of his big pose sheets. So you'll see a lot of that throughout this sketchbook as well. I'm trying to learn how he does anatomy because I really admire that. The page on the right, that's going to be, I was studying some more pieces off of Pinterest. That's one of my main sources for my references. I'm sure all of you who are watching this, I'm sure all of you go to Pinterest a lot as well. It's like the artist safe haven for references. Hands are always scary and daunting going in. I'm sure every artist goes through that. So I try to buckle down and get some practice in when I can, or when I think about it, and just try to force myself to do it. And then on the right side, I was trying out, since I'd never tried this sketchbook before, trying out how the markers would bleed through. That was my first test. Obviously they bleed a little bit. It's not too bad, so I wasn't really tripping on it like that. And I only did one sketch on that page. But on the right, you'll see when I went to my first live figure drawing session. Now, that was really dope. I got there a little late just because it was in a part of Houston I wasn't really familiar with, but it was a really good time. I got there a couple minutes late, but it wasn't too bad. Those are a couple 2-minute studies or something like that. The first model was an older lady. Here you'll see some better sketches. I believe each one of these was about 10 minutes long. I believe something like that. The one on the right hand side, I think you may be able to see what I wrote, but she couldn't hold that pose for very long. I mean, she was an older lady, so I understand. But I mean, with that quick time, I think it came out pretty decent, But I mean, obviously you can see those 2 feet, but the one on the right, the far right, I really enjoy. I thought I really captured the essence. Here, I think it was one more pose for the lady. That was a pretty difficult pose. I don't think I've ever drawn anybody laying down. And then we have this, I guess, middle-aged guy can't come in. He held his poses for a little longer, but he was fun to draw as well. And then that last pose on the right, I believe that was the last one. Yeah, a little zoom in there, but that one was really dope to me. I really like how that came out. It was a really interesting pose. I'm not a really big fan of this page. I think I was at a coffee shop, and I don't know, things weren't locking in how I wanted them to. But here I went back to the Mark Brunette figure page, or whatever you want to call it, or whatever you called it. Just trying to, I think there's 50 of them or something like that. I just going through and just practicing because I really like how he does anatomy, like I said before. So I was really just trying to capture what he does and just have a better understanding of it, so I can implement it into some things I want to do in the future. I think as time goes by, you can see the progression of things getting tighter, less sketchy lines, things just being a little more confident and clear. Especially in this page, I think this spread came out really well. I think the differences in their sizes is a little weird to me. The page on the left is really dope. I really think I captured the essence of what he got down on his page. So I really do think that came out well, except for the hands. The hands could always be better, obviously. Here, I was trying to get out of my comfort zone a little bit and not look at his sketches, and just look at just do some actual figure studies on some pictures I got, and not necessarily trying to copy his style, but just get back into the mindset of actually looking at people and trying to capture what a person actually looks like, or like at least get their language across, so I can it's always gonna benefit you in that regard. But obviously I went back. I was at a coffee shop doing this sketch as well. I think that came out pretty good. More hands. After going through a lot of those studies, the hands never really were great in my opinion, but here, actually focusing on them, I think they came out pretty decent. And then on this spread, I realized I was neglecting faces, so I wanted to return to that and try to get a better understanding of simplifying faces again. And then I went right back into the Mark Brunette stuff, which I just really enjoyed at the time. And then I was trying to differentiate the sizes of how I draw people, just so I can have a better understanding and awareness of like what's going on in the page. Yeah, and I really like how this came out too. Everything is pretty crisp and clean. I think the one on the far right, I was slipping a little bit, but it's all good. Here again, some more poses from his sheet. Again, I can just going back and looking at this, I can see the progression of my line work and just being more confident. Here, I really wanted to try the markers again. I haven't been using them recently, or at least during this time too much. I have a really big pack of Arteza markers, so I want to try those out again. And I really like how that green character came out. I like how those colors pop on this page. And then I think that little sticky note was from work. I'm sure it was, because this whole spread here are some doodles I was doing at work during my free time, or like while I was on the phone or whatever. So I thought they looked pretty cool, so I didn't want to just throw them away. So I decided to just scrap them up and put them in here. Here I was studying another artist that I really liked his style, so I want to try to emulate some of that. On the right, I was and on these pages here, I was trying to take little bits and pieces of what I saw from him and try to implement that into some studies that I saw on Pinterest. I think these came out pretty well. They're a little more angular. Same thing here. I was trying to just add a little bit into what I wanted to do with these studies. I think they came out pretty good, and I think that green came out really good too on his hat. Here's some more work doodles and sketches or whatever. I really like those, and then there's a couple of more on this page that I glued in. And then I do like working with big pens as well. That's what that pink is. Just doing big pens and the Arteza markers, like I was talking about before, is a really fun thing that I like to do. And then here, I think this is like a statue or something that I saw on Pinterest that I thought was pretty dope. And then added some locks because those are cool too. I think this was like Namor or something like that. I might take that idea and like do something with it. I kind of have an idea for that later on in the future, so that might turn into a video too. And then these are some more sketches from work. The ones that I think look pretty cool, I'll cut them out or I'll save them and then come back and put them in later on. These two I weren't really too happy with. I don't know, I feel like that was just an off day, so I opted to do some more hands instead. Oh, I love this page. It's one of my favorite pages in any sketchbook that I've done. I love anime and manga, so I was just taking some dope scenes and just trying to emulate them. I think I might want to make my own book sometime in the future, so I may do some more studies of anime and manga and make some videos about that too. I think I did that one on the left on a lunch break or something. It's cool little page. Here I feel like something clicked a little bit with stylizing faces. My lines got a lot looser, and I don't know, something clicked in these couple pages where I felt freer and things felt, I don't know, just better in general. And I was getting things down faster and more accurately without having to spend too much time on it. Yeah. This page, this is cool too. Not as good as the other ones, but with art, I feel like you go back and forth. I mean, that's what a sketchbook is for. Not everything's gonna turn out how you want it, but seeing the progress in all of this is amazing to me. Especially, this is one of the few sketchbooks that I've actually finished. And I believe here I was working on like placement and flow of sketches on pages, just trying to really play around with it, because I don't think I've thought about it up until that point. Here I was trying to do the same thing. I don't think it came out as well, but there is a flow that still goes with it that I'm happy with. And here I believe this is the last pages of the sketchbook. Just trying to fill it up, and I really enjoyed this sketchbook. And it took a little while to complete, but I do think a lot of progress was made. And then I don't really like drawing on the last pieces, but hey, thanks for checking out my sketchbook with me. There will be more videos to come. There's going to be a lot more that I plan on doing, and thanks for watching.